Hello, Home Inspire. I'm Val at number 5 The House. Come on in and I'll show you around. I'm an actor and I do interior design for private clients. My main goal at this house, it's a period property and I've been here for 13 years, has been to create a warm and welcoming environment, something that as soon as you come through, there's a flow throughout the whole house. And this is Chloe the cat, and she'll be taking you with me on the tour of number 5 The House. In the living room, I wanted to create an open space where people would come in and just plonk themselves. So I've basically created symmetry either side of the fireplace and just this seating arrangement where you can face each other and enjoy each other's company. I've installed these electric blinds, which have been a game changer in this living room because when I'm not here, it's on an automatic setting and it goes up and down, opens, tilts, all that sort of stuff. The artwork was specially commissioned. It's just to add a pop of color. I don't like a lot of color. I find color through ornaments or plants and pieces of art, as you'll probably see as we go through the house. This coffee table I'm quite pleased with. It's a solid piece of oak and I've designed it so that it just rolls out. It's got hidden wheels that just roll along quite easily. And I've also designed it so that this marble tray comes out and is replaced by another marble tray, depending on my mood. So this is the dark one and there's a white one. The fireplace was added. I get a lot of questions about this. It's a lovely little piece from Chesney's. It's a marble piece. The basket came with the house and it's something that I do need to change at some point because it's quite temperamental. The glass was added. I get asked about this a lot as well. The glass was added for safety reasons. It's not something I particularly like. Everyone else seems to like it. Paw. Paw. Good girl. Good girl. This is the first room you see when you come down the hallway, and I opened up this space so that the hallway feels a lot bigger. Now, what I wanted to create here is a sort of reception area. My friends joke about it and ask where they should sign in. The idea was I like to travel and I love the boutique hotel vibe. And that's exactly what I wanted to achieve here. So I designed this bookcase, and they are real books because I get asked that a lot as well. This particular piece is something I created. I like cherry blossoms, but I don't like the mess. And again, it adds a bit of color and interest to the house. And what I've done is individually glued each of these flowers to some branches I've foraged. Something I get asked a lot about is marble. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of matching all the marble pieces. I tend to go for a palette. Nero Marquina, that black plinth, I had that made and it's a personal favorite of mine. I think it's the sort of stone that doesn't age. And then the Calicato pieces, that ties in with the mantle. And then I've got another couple of pieces there. One is on the console unit and it's sort of brownish tones to pick up the colors in the house. And that's a very dark green, which ties in again with the black Nero Marquina. Now I mentioned a flow earlier, and what I really wanted to do is create that flow from the minute you step through those doors into the kitchen, into the garden, from literally the minute you walk through. And to get that, I've created a specific color. It's a bespoke floor from Woodcraft. We went back and forth with coloring and I couldn't find something that I wanted. So I went to their workshop and together we came up with this color that is now called number 5 The House, after my Instagram title. In here, I've added these very large roof lights. In an ideal world, I would have liked one massive pane of glass, but back then, about, I think, maybe 8 years ago, I couldn't get one pane. They had to put metal strips through. So we've put this by EOS roof lights. I can highly recommend them. I've used them in a couple other places in the house. I designed this table about 13 years ago. It's glass and I don't like it anymore, so I'm going to have to change it at some point. The concept was that the glass looks like it's floating from a distance, and it does, but it just isn't practical, and I would not recommend glass for any dining table. The kitchen is a complete refit, minus a couple of the appliances that came with the house. The main thing for me was the waterfall island, because as soon as you come in through the living room and the hallway, it's more or less the first thing you see. But I'm not very big on patterns and had to find a quartz that wasn't too veiny. I avoided putting the stone up here because of the size of the space. What you can find when you put these stones all the way is that it makes the space feel a lot smaller. I decided that I would use glass. The glass not only reflects the light and bounces it everywhere, but it reflects the images that are cast from outside onto here. So again, bringing that indoor-outdoor feel throughout the house. And as you can see, it's actually quite bright. Even on a grey winter day, there's still a lovely glow in here because of all the glass and the reflective surfaces. The bifolds came with the house and I kept them because I love the way they just peel away that back wall, transitioning from inside to outside and creating that indoor-outdoor feel that I've been trying to achieve throughout the whole house. This was actually the first space to be done when I moved here because it's the main view. One of the main things in this space is the decking, because the flooring obviously shows the transition from inside to outside. The original flooring inside was a dark wood, but it wasn't a very good quality wood, so it didn't last very long, which is why I changed it to this bespoke engineered wood from Woodcraft. And I wanted to get the flow and found this composite decking. I was always against composite decking until I found Millboard's composite decking. It's literally the most realistic wood that I've seen. Got this door to the outside that is also like a screen. And I didn't use the composite because I wanted to add different colors, different textures. The dark wood ties in with the dark woods inside as well. The most recent addition is this barbecue. I was born in the Caribbean, and as a treat, we always had a barbecue on a Sunday. And the whole time I've lived here, I haven't had a barbecue. Last year, I finally got someone who was able to give me exactly what I wanted. This was an outdoor cupboard. Knocked the whole thing down, put some steel structures in, didn't touch the neighbor's wall, so didn't have to ask for any permission, and had this completely bespoke piece made. The barbecue itself is gas piped to inside, which means I don't need any of the gas bottles that you normally have. The stone is from TaylorMade. They do the most exquisite Italian porcelain tiles. Very realistic marble. And the minute I saw this piece, I realized this is exactly what I wanted, because again, it ties in with the colors inside. It's got, you know, muted tones, browns, rust, a bit of gray. The water feature is something that I really was keen to have. Again, people were against me putting a water feature in there, but if you listen, you can't hear anything, and especially when that water feature is on, you don't feel like you're in London, and that's exactly what I was trying to achieve here. I love living in London, but I like to escape, which is why, again, I created this space, this very calming, open, welcoming, relaxing space. And this is ultimately my sanctuary, especially when the weather is like this. One key factor in finding this home for me was that it had to be an end of terrace. I didn't want to be sandwiched between two houses. Just love sitting out here and being able to look around and see all this blue sky. However, with that came the need for privacy, because the houses on the other side of the street could actually see in. So I've got these Portuguese laurels, put them in some extra large pots, and the bamboo behind me, just to create that height and give me a bit more privacy. This is the downstairs cloakroom. I've designed it so, again, it just flows with downstairs. Normally these are a completely contrasting room. And here is the cellar, which I'm sure you'd like to have a look at. But it's a complete mess and needs to be done. That's next on the list. One big deal about the Victorian properties is having to install smart systems in the house. There's a lot of old plaster, and the chasing and all of that sort of nonsense really is and can be messy. I love tech and found Lutron. They've launched a new range called the Ra2, which is just modules that work in the wall and transmit to the light without the chasing. It's actually quite clever. It is something I highly recommend for period properties because it's non-invasive. It's literally just a switch, and they put the modules into the ceiling, and that is it. They connect without wires. Obviously, the stairs being the first thing you see as you come into the house, I wanted to put a lot of effort into that. I sanded this down, dyed it this black color to tie it in again with the little bits of black accents throughout the house. Got this runner from Crucial Trading and had it piped with black again, black edge. I also put the uplights on the stairs, as opposed to having them chased into the wall. I've got them as uplights so that when you're sat in the living room, your eyes are drawn upwards rather than walking past here and the beams hit you in your eyes. I also added the stair rods in brushed nickel just to finish it like that little extra jewel for the carpet. This is my closet, which I use a lot. This was initially a double bedroom when I first viewed the house. The bed was there, the cupboards were there, and it was just a complete mess. As you can tell, my background is fashion and wanted to create a bit of a shop environment for me when I get ready. This is the first bathroom that I designed 13 years ago, and I actually think it needs a bit of a refresh. Maybe micro-cement it and look for something that will clad the walls where the shower is, and maybe do a vanity made out of the same stone. The main bedroom, this is more of a calm space, and there are lots of lighting options throughout. I've gone for layered lighting. The big pendant light, which very rarely goes on, that's from Liebherr. It's the XL Carousel. The wall lights, bed lamps, all create different moods. I've also installed these reading lights in the headboard for more mood lighting, specific task lighting, I guess. The fireplace, this is not operational and it is also not original, so this will be going. I just haven't got around to getting it sorted because it's upstairs, but this is on the cards and I've got a lovely stone in mind for this. This is the main bathroom, the ensuite. I have changed pretty much everything in here except the bath that came with the house, and I've decided now, it's been 13 years, it isn't actually the bath I would have chosen myself, so that will be going. The tiles are probably going to be micro-cemented at some point to match the rest of the walls, because having done them, I think they feel and make the space feel a bit enclosed. I've added a lot of things in here, pretty much the whole room, and one thing that I really love is the ceiling. I put the molding throughout. It's a handmade plaster and it just ties in with the bedroom next door. Again, trying to create that whole flow throughout the house. This is the guest bathroom. Given that I don't have that many guests, I thought it would make sense to have a double function to this room. So I created a built-in steam room with a floating bench and a floating vanity. The room only measures 2.5 meters squared, and I just wanted to make it feel as spacious as possible, but also as zen, as calming as could be. I added the roof light so that when you're sat on the bench, you can look out into the sky. The mirror also has a light that goes around it. So again, it's just layered lighting throughout this space to create different environments, different feels when you're in here. This was another bedroom when I viewed the house, and initially I had it as a wannabe cinema room, but I never used it. Then lockdown happened and I needed somewhere to work from home. One idea I do have in mind, because it came built like this, is to maybe put a dormer out, extend the roof and go further out, but that's yet to be seen. Thank you Home Inspire for your visit. I hope you enjoyed the tour. If you guys would like to see more, I'm at number 5 The House on Instagram. You can find lots of DIY tips, lighting, renovation, all sorts of ideas. And if you'll have me again, Home Inspire, I will take you through the tour when I've finished more of the updates. Thank you.